Why is the Gospel of Mary Magdalene not in the Bible? The question peeks into a dusty, contentious corner of religious scholarship. To understand why the Gospel of Mary Magdalene didn't make the canonical cut, we need a bit of historical context. The New Testament as we know it was a sort of greatest hits album, but there were many early Christian and Gnostic writings that weren't included when the final track list was compiled. This compilation process was gradual and executed over several hundred years, with numerous councils and church leaders weighing in. The Gospel of Mary Magdalene is one of several texts that emerged in the early Christian era, dating probably to the 2nd century, long after Mary Magdalene would have lived. It's important to note that these texts were often heavily symbolic, and in the case of the Gospel of Mary, gave a very different perspective on Jesus' teachings and the role of women in the church. So why wasn't it included? A mix of politics, power, and doctrine. The early church leaders were molding a religion and deciding on the narrative that would best maintain doctrinal consistency. They built a foundation that would support centralized church authority. A text like the Gospel of Mary, which portrayed Mary Magdalene in a powerful and pivotal role, basically as a disciple who had a deeper understanding of Jesus' teachings than even the male disciples, was rocking the boat more than church fathers were comfortable with. Also, the Gospel of Mary emphasized personal spiritual experience over the hierarchical teachings of the church, aligning more with what's commonly referred to as Gnostic Christianity. Gnosticism was eventually deemed heretical, with the church adopting a more uniform set of beliefs and scriptures. Now, as to why her gospel didn't make it and others did, despite the shared late composition, it's a matter of who was making the call. Those in authoritative positions often reflected societal norms, which were patriarchal. Texts that supported these norms and empowered church hierarchy had a better shot at being included. This isn't to say that politics is the only reason. Orthodox theology played a huge role. Still, it's undeniable that the human dimension of ecclesiastical decisions was significant. Today, with scholars rediscovering and translating non-canonical texts like the Gospel of Mary, we get a fascinating alternative look at early Christian thought. While non-canonical, these Gospels offer a rich tapestry of beliefs and traditions that might otherwise have been completely lost to time. From my little hobbit hole here in Portland, Oregon, wherein theological debates are as common as rainfall, I find a bit of solace in knowing that these ancient discussions on what should and shouldn't define one's faith continue robustly. Who knows? Maybe, like a rainstorm that unexpectedly clears up, these texts give someone the clarity they've been seeking, even if they didn't make the canonical stage. For further reading, check out the various translations and analyses of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene that scholars have published. One of the more accessible translations is by scholar Karen L. King, which is available to read online. Karen L. King's translation of the Gospel of Mary, https://www.gospels.net Mary. Keep in mind that engaging with these texts not only broadens one's understanding of early Christianity, but also fosters appreciation for the diversity of thought that has always existed within religious traditions.